Hi, everybody, and welcome back. My father always warned us to be very careful when we put pen to paper. He told us if we are ever afraid that something may come back and haunt us, then the last thing we should do is to write it down. As a child, I was a fantastic letter writer. I wrote to my grandmother, I wrote to my great grandmother. I had two pen pals, one in Stellenbosch and one who lived in Malta. As I grew older, though, my letter writing stopped. All I wrote was fiction and business letters. I never kept a diary until I was much, much older. And then my diary contained appointments, shopping, to do lists, absolutely nothing which could ever come back and bite me in the arse. Apparently, allegedly, Meghan Markle's father never taught her that life lesson. Remember, there was her 5-page letter to her father, two letters to King Charles, and now we hear about her handwritten letter to Taylor Swift. And when has her letter writing not bitten her in the arse? But you see, that is the problem with Meghan Markle. She seems unable to learn, not even from her own mistakes. But before we get into all of that, I dearly want to share another life lesson or lessons which I have learned and how it helps me in dealing with the frustrating nonsense Harry and Meghan dish out. One of those lessons is when in doubt, don't. There are things shared by other channels which I knew a year or two ago and which I decided not to share, although half of it is now out and in the public domain. I'm still not going to share the other half. One, because I was not there. I was not a fly on the wall and do not know the circumstances of when and how it took place, or even why. Nor do I know the effect it will have on others if it should come out, especially in the public domain. Therefore, when in doubt, don't. And I won't. I received so many comments, email and DMs saying they are sick of hearing the likes of me and Lady C saying for legal reasons and hiding behind that to not tell it all. Well, there are instances when indeed it is for legal reasons, often not for our own protection, but for the protection of the person who trusted us enough with the information. Having said that, sometimes it is not for legal reasons either, because remember, you cannot be sued for the truth. But nobody lives in a vacuum, not even the Hockles. And in all or most cases, there are other people involved. People who may not even have wanted to be involved. People who, through time and place or circumstances, happened to be involved. This particular channel's intention had never been to challenge or hurt innocent people or those who may not be innocent but have already learned through their mistakes. I don't think I need to explain more than that. Okay, so let's move on. How long have I been saying this over and over and over? Archie exists. Archie exists. Archie exists. I know 110% that Archie exists. Yet it does not matter how many times I say it, people still email me, DM me, and comment that the child does not exist. And best of all is then they run over to Lady C's channel, say or ask the same question, and if or when Lady C says the children exist, it becomes the major event, the main story on three, four, five, six other channels. And suddenly it also becomes a little more true just because the lady says so. So I'm going to say this one last time. Archie exists. And I know this because I personally spoke to someone who saw him, touched him 5 days after his official birth. Someone who also saw him sporadically until they moved to the United States, and last saw him during a Zoom call running around in the background somewhere in 2021, I think. I know who this person is. No, I'm not in contact with him or her anymore, and neither is he or she with the Harkles for various reasons. And no, I'm not even going to give a hint or tip as to who this person was. Not for legal reasons, and not because it may or may not hurt him or her, but purely and utterly because I gave my word. Now, you have to take my word for it. This child, and likely little bit, exists. The only issues I have with the existence of these two children is the lying and the lack of correct documentation. Not that I'm saying the paperwork does not exist. Having the best lawyers money can afford, I can guarantee you that whatever was done behind the scenes was done legally and according to legal guidelines. It is the actions of Meghan and Harry which leads me to still believe Meghan did not give birth to either one of those children, and that the only rule or law they are falling foul of is a part of the rule of succession, which is contained in the Bill of Rights and Act of Settlement, and which still to this day reads, and I'm reading directly: children born out of wedlock and adopted children are not eligible to succeed. Illegitimate children whose parents subsequently marry are legitimated but remain ineligible to inherit, meaning the titles. In Britain, a child born via surrogacy must still be legally adopted even if both parents are the biological parents. And this, my dear friends, is why Archie would not be eligible to be in the line of succession had he been born via surrogate. And Meghan Markle can stand on her head and whistle Dixie through her backside. That is the law. And unless or until they provide proof of birth signed by witnesses to the fact that the child was born from her body, that child should not be in the line of succession. Again, it is not about whether he exists or not. Yes, Megan did alter photographs or had them altered. Yes, she did use photographs of other children. If you go way, way back in my videos, you will know that I had a specific photograph forensically tested and that it was proved to be a fake, in which Stacey Solomon's baby Rex was likely used. Even the palace at the time admitted it was a generic picture. Why did she do it? Because Megan enjoys playing with us. She gets a kick and a thrill from us guessing, speculating, and arguing. She loves it. It gives her a sense of power. So don't be a Megan. Learn from our or your mistakes. The more we carry on about the children not existing and children being borrowed from Stassi Schroeder and others, the more nuts and deranged we come across, and the less power we have, and the less anybody will take us seriously. Yes, Megan uses filters and the like I proved to you in my last video. Likely, she did so to make little Bux's hair appear more red. And yes, I did not send the photograph for forensic analysis like I did before, because it was not a photograph posted by themselves, like the one they posted on Instagram those days. This one was a copy of a copy from a newspaper, but I have some software which can sort of distinguish whether a photograph was altered or not. Yes, it is not 100%. It is not a professional forensic tool. But if I say remove filter, it does. And suddenly Harry's shirt does not have three colors, and the little girl's hair is more blonde than red. So yes, I'm pretty convinced a filter was used. At the same time, the program does not detect any cuts except for one correction. It shows up as a correction at Lily's hairline. Anyway, I digress. Archie and Lily exist. They are not fairy tales or imaginary children. And what we need to do and keep on doing, and which is our right to do, is to insist on that original proof of life signed by at least two medical professionals, at least one doctor and one nurse. We can, to amuse ourselves and discredit Meghan Markle, also ask for explanations about certain lies or stories. For instance, where was Archie born and when? And why did no one see, or why is no one willing to admit that Meghan gave birth at the Portland? How did Archbishop Welby manage to christen the child on the 6th of July when he was at a synod meeting in York? Those are legitimate questions which will not make us look like idiots. We have the same rights as far as Lily is concerned. I'm telling you that the proof of life or birth certificate provided by TMZ is not the real one, not even a legitimate copy. I asked, Paula M. asked, we asked Home Affairs, we asked California's Department of Health, we asked a police officer, we asked the High Commission, etc., etc., and the replies are the same. Unless a parent's birth names, the names on his own birth certificate, are on the birth certificate of his or her child, that document is not legal. You have two choices when registering a child. Either the father is unknown or his full legal names must be on the document. And besides, those titles are not legally recognized in the United States. You want to argue? Well, okay. How about me starting to call Mr. Trump King Donald or Mr. Biden His Royal Highness Biden? No, those titles do not exist in America unless you are a pop star or christened Prince, Duke, or King. So, my friends, those are the questions we can ask, answers we can demand as British citizens or members of the realm and Commonwealth. Because those children exist, we are entitled to ask for proof of compliance to British common law. If they did not exist, then why should we bother? Okay, guys, so for the next hour or so, I'm going to extract the names of everyone who entered for the giveaway. I'll photograph Dragonman doing the draw, and if all goes well, we'll announce the winner tomorrow or Wednesday. So, until we meet again on the next video, please take good care of yourself. Bye.